3, 2, 1.
The Rosedale Freedom Project is a leadership program, work with middle and high school students. And the idea is that we empower young folks to be leaders in their community and to articulate a more just vision for the future of their community. And so
one of the things that's really amazing here is that it's not a curriculum that's developed by the adults and by the leadership that the kids kind of have to be fit into. There's obviously planning and preparation that goes into it, but the focus is on the kids. They get sort of a general topic and they create what they feel it should be. So for example, with the theater program, we had them brainstorm a big list of themes and ideas and things that they felt were important and relevant to their own lives, and they created their theater performances based on that.
I've seen a lot of kids who otherwise weren't very engaged in the programming find an art that they loved and then just like use that as sort of like a home base from which they can engage with other things that they're less comfortable with or that they feel less at home with confidence and a feeling of self-assuredness that like what I say matters, my voice matters, my words matter, my expressions matter.
There's also just the freedom to like make whatever you want, which I think is like a really freeing thing that we take for granted. Like I think a lot of people aren't necessarily taught that you can do whatever you want sometimes in class. And so like coming into it, I guess, yeah, I wanted students to have that outlet and that space. And so this year I'm staying on is the Vista, and like I want art to just be like a continual thing, whether it's like art for the sake of beautifying the space or art for the sake of like just creating for the sake of creating.
I feel that spoken word in theater can be used as other forms of protest and talking about social commentary. I think just a creative way where people can say a lot without their words being limited. I just think the creative expression is the best way you can do it.
Delta Arts Alliance has always been in our orbit since the first year. It's always really instrumental because it allows us to have that like backbone of art instruction, and then it also Rory just like hooks it up with a lot of opportunities. So like this summer our kids got to perform at the Grammy Museum, and that was super cool, and I think it was a big boost for the theater kids.
I think programs like the Freedom Project are so important because they can nurture that confidence and they can nurture that ability to believe in what you have and to just continue with your own ideas and not feel like you have to mold yourself into what somebody else or what society thinks you should be.
And when she approached Rory, she was like, well, can I pilot this out in Rosedale? And Rory said, yeah. And so then, yeah, for the last month, kids have been Monday and Wednesdays and some Fridays too. And then this week, every day of the week, have been going over to the library and learning violin.
The goal that I set out for my students is that even though this is the first time for the violin program, it's not so much as captivating the instrument and learning and understanding it. I always want my students to understand how to read music, because without knowing how to read music and learning the basic fundamentals of the staff, you're basically not doing anything. You can't go anywhere without it. So once they learn to read music, then they can just about pick up any instrument that their little hearts desire.
I really like it because like I never thought like I could play. Like I never tried out an instrument to play, and my mom was like, okay, maybe if you do this, you can get farther in life and all that. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it, and I tried it, and I started liking it because I doubted myself like I didn't know how to do it.
I believe the second week, maybe the first week, I sent them home with their sheets, which had the different parts of how to label the violin, knowing how to state what the pieces are. And oh my goodness, they came back 2 days later and everybody in the class could say, I said, what piece is this? Oh, that's the body. So what is this? What am I pointing to now? The scroll. You pointing to the petals. You pointing to the bridge. I'm like, oh my goodness. Within the first week, I'm like, oh my. I was so excited to know that my kids are really interested in this.
My favorite part, they show lots of love and they help people when help is needed, and they treat each and every kid, no matter what age they is, as respectful as they is. So.